Hello, kamusta? Welcome to Next Level Podcast. Here I share and discuss things that empower, inspire, and transform your journey to your financial freedom and personal growth. So, I'm Cian Senado, a life and wealth coach, and for this episode, we're gonna continue. So, part 2 to ng ating mindset series. Series siya. So, this actually 10 pala, 10 mindsets, 10 money mindsets. And we're gonna discuss number 6 and to 10. And short recap lang. Pagdating kasi sa mindset, ito yung mga mindset na being passed down sa atin. Whether hindi naman natin napapansin na mindset pala natin siya, ito pala yung lagi kong ginagawa or iniisip or ine-expressed pagdating sa pera na subconsciously ko siyang ginagawa. Because this is passed down sa atin by our parents, family, or sa ating environment, sa ating space, sa work, mga co-work. And hindi natin napapansin na naging part na natin siya, which is mindset. So, let's continue. For number 1, you have a morning routine, a workout routine, a workout flow routine. What about your financial routine? Do you have one? Ulitin natin. What about your financial routine? Do you have one? Meron ka ba daw financial routine that can help you reach your goals sooner or later? Whether savings, ang ginagawa mo ba pag na-receive mo yung income mo is receive minus savings equals to expenses? O ang ginagawa mo is pagkatanggap mo ng income minus kagad yung expenses and then matitira yun yung isi-save natin. Kasi kung ganun yung ginagawa natin, most of the time walang natitira. Ay, aminin man natin sa hindi, walang natitira kapag ganun. This is what I'm talking about here. What about your financial routine? Ano ba ang financial routine mo? Ang susunod mo ba yung 60-20-20, which is 60 for your needs, 20 for your investment, and 20 for your leisure, for your wants? Diba? That is the basic partition or allocation pagdating sa income. 60% which is operating activities, yung ano mo, bills, ganyan. 20% is for your investment activities, mga insurances, mga mutual funds, and then last 20% is for your leisure, whether dinner out, travel, dyan mo nilalagay yan. Meron ka bang ganong financial routine? Pagka-receive mo ba ng income mo, nakaset na yung mga auto-debit mo sa banks na diretso na kagad sa investment bank mo para hindi mo na nakikita. Hindi mo na nakikita yung pwede mong magastos kasi hindi mo magagastos ang bagay na hindi mo nakikita. That's part of the financial routine na pwede mong gawin. I-automate mo na kagad yung savings mo. Automate transfer sa mga investment banks after mo ma-receive yung income mo. Yun. What about your financial routine? Do you have one? Dapat meron ka. Next is, if you can't save money when you're broke, when you won't able to save money when you earn more. Ito naman, madalas kasi itong nangyayari. Marami akong client na na-experience nila to and they asking me, bakit ganito yung feeling ko? Feeling na tumataas yung income ko, yes, pero parang hindi naman ako nakakapag-save. One thing for sure, that is lifestyle inflation. Kasi, one contribute here is, mga time ng mga panahon na hindi pa sila nag-earn ng malaki. Nandito bumapasok yung deprivation, nade-deprive sila sa gusto nilang bilhin, diba? Sa mga gusto nilang pagkagastosan, gusto nilang puntahan, gusto nilang mag-bar, mag-party, whatsoever, nade-deprive sila doon. And kapag lumalaki na yung income nila, doon nila gusto ma-feel yun, tinatry ka agad nila, mag-bar ako, ganito, ganyan. Magta-travel ako, ganito, ganyan. Pupunta ako sa kung saan. Gagasto ako. Healing the inner child. Pero one thing for sure, hindi ganun lagi ang mangyayari na kapag inaangat mo yung lifestyle mo is hindi always ganun yung income mo. That's why kapag nagkaroon lang ng actually mafe-feel mo nga kagad yan kapag mawalan lang ng work. At dahil tumaas na kagad yung lifestyle nila, nagkaroon na kagad ng lifestyle inflation, mawalan lang ng work, nahihirapan na kagad mag-adjust. So, if you can save money when you're broke, you won't able to save money when you earn more. So, dapat nga, college pa lang, nag-start na tayo. Binibuild na natin yung habit of saving Para kahit may work na tayo, meron na tayong habit of saving. Nagagawa na kagad natin. So, that's number 2. Next is, pessimists are often right. Optimists are often wealthy. Ito naman ay pagdating sa investing. Pessimist is, yes, totoo naman Kung babaksak yung market. Kung mag-i-invest ka, nakita mo yung in-invest mo, bumaba agad kasi bumagsak yung market. Tama naman talaga Meron kang karapatan i-out yun. Tama yun. Meron ka rin karapatan na i-continue yun. Or maybe accept the result na bumaba siya, accept the result na nabawasan yung fund mo. Pero one thing for sure, if you're gonna be optimist pagdating sa investing, i-set aside mo muna yung optimist side mo. Kasi ang market naman, short term lang ang volatility niya. But if you're gonna look it on a longer period of time, lalo na pagdating sa investing, stocks exchange, Philippine Stock Exchange, in a long-term basis, malaki na ang grino niya. So that's why optimists are often wealthy kasi yung mga optimists, they are positive na mag-grow yung pera nila even though maghintay pa sila ng matagal. Kasi pessimist is often triggered by feelings Uy, bumababa na yung investments ko. That's why, ina-out na kagad nila. So, pessimists are often right. Optimists are often wealthy. Next is, your life can never be replaced when you die, but your cash flow can. So, you can still provide for your family. Ang ganda nito, no? Ito yung mga mindset ng mga abundant mindset. Ulitin natin. Your life can never be replaced when you die. But your cash flow can, so you can still provide your family. And one thing for sure, ano ba yung papayat sa cash flow mo? It's only insurance. Savings, yes. Kung malaking savings mo, yes. Pero yung cash flow na pwede mo ma-provide sa family mo, only insurance will provide that. Bakit? Kadalasan kasi ng insurance, malaki ang benefit. And we really, for me, sa mga client ko, I really advise na they have 10 times of their annual income. Para at least for the next 10 years, they can still provide for their family. Because based on studies, 10 years is enough para yung family maka-adjust, lalo na pag nawala ang breadwinner. So that's part of your financial responsibility, lalo na kung breadwinner ka. Sabi ko nga, if you are a breadwinner, hindi mo need na kailangan maging financially free. Ang kailangan mo munang gawin is, you need to be financially responsible. And having an insurance is you showing you are financially responsible. Ito ang message na gusto iparating nitong mindset na ito. And lastly, para sa episode natin is, you don't need money. You don't need more money to manage them well. You need to manage them well first to have more money. Ano bang sinasabi dito? Ulitin natin, you need to manage them well first to have more money. Kasi, one thing for sure, kung we are not financially literate enough, lalo na pang mga Pinoy, ito lang nakakalungkot pagdating sa mga Pilipino. Filipinos often excited kapag mayroon silang nakikita na mabilisan na income, in which it leads to scam pala yung nakita nila. And sila tuloy itong na nabi-victim, di ba? Sila itong naapektuhan kasi number one, hindi manage well yung pera nila, di ba? One thing for sure, pag you are well managed pagdating sa pera mo, sa investment mo, money will work for you. Money, matututunan mo mag-generate ang income even you are sleeping. Kaya meron tayong investments na tinatawag, business na tinatawag. Kasi you don't need more money to manage them well. Tama naman eh. Hindi mo kailangan ng maraming pera para makapag-start ng investments. Meron nga mga investments, 500 lang, pwede na, lalo na sa GCash, di ba? Or sa pagdating sa mutual funds, nag-adjust na ang mga mutual fund institutions ngayon. May mga 1K pa lang, pwede na mag-start eh. And, ito yun, pinapalabas nito yun na you don't need more money to manage them well. You need to manage them well first to have more money. If you're gonna decide to invest, diba, learn na proper platforms kung saan pwede mag-invest. Alamin mo kung ano yung pinag-i-investan mo, ano yung background nila. Lalo na kung tao-tao lang. kaya lumalabas yung scam eh. Kasi mahilig tayo sa mga fast income eh, mabilisang income eh, in which it leads to Ponzi scheme, scam, and hindi tayo nagtitiwala dun sa mga institutions na regulated by the government, SEC, BSP, Insurance Commission, di ba? Gusto natin mabilisan nakita, in which kadalasan mabilisan din nawawala yung pera natin. So yun, that's number 5. You don't need more money to manage them well. You need to manage them well first to have more money. So I hope may natutunan ka sa episode na to. Let's see kung ano pang pwede natin gawan ng episode next kung punta ulit tayo sa mindsets ulit. And if you have questions, andyan yung email ko sa baba, or you can email me at inquiries.ciencenada@gmail.com. And I hope may natutunan ka sa episode na to. See you to the next episode. Yun lang.